Oh, I just hit that bird. Dude, birds are getting a little more ferocious these days. That's the second one I've hit in a month. I don't know if they do it on purpose, like they're playing games, like come out in front of the car, see if they can beat the car, and they're just losing, or if global warming or something like that's taking effect. I don't know, but that is the second bird I've hit in a month, just simply driving down the road. That's flown out in front of me and just got clipped. Welcome to the channel. It is July 6th. It is just before 7 o'clock, and I'm headed back to the house because I forgot to take some of my supplementation before work. So we're going to do that, and then we'll be back on the road. See you in a bit. Hey, what is going on? It is Friday morning, headed to work. Very excited for the upcoming weekend. Nothing really planned, but a little R&R is always welcomed. Anyway, got a quick just kind of thought. I don't know if anyone else does this, but oftentimes I tend to think about if I could go back and talk to my younger self, my younger knuckleheaded self, and impart upon myself some advice. What kind of advice would I give them? And big reason is because I have children of my own, so some of the advice that I would have given myself, I'm definitely going to give to them. But obviously I was a child in my parents' house, and it took me embarking upon adulthood before I realized that my parents weren't any slouches when it came to life, and they kind of knew what they were talking about. So that in mind, I know my kids are probably not going to heed my warning. I hope they do, but there's a possibility they won't. But I thought I'd make a little video and kind of share what I would tell myself, my younger self, and maybe if you're in the same situation, you can take the wisdom that I impart and get ahead a little quicker than I did. Or if you know somebody that's not listening to you, you can help reinforce what you're saying based on what I'm saying. But from a fitness standpoint, I would tell myself to not work out as much. At some point when I was younger, I would work out anywhere between 3 to 5 hours a day. Not at once, but different times throughout the day. And I would do it 6 or 7 days a week for months and months and months and months at a time. And when I talk about working out, I talk about just heavy lifting, heavy strain put on my body. And I endured some injuries, torn Achilles, dislocated shoulder, dislocated knee, broken leg, all that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying all of them are attributed to overtraining, but a lot of them were. Some of them, I no doubt, were caused by overtraining. And I set myself back a lot with some of those injuries. And it wasn't until probably my second semester at college that after researching and informing myself, realized that rest and recovery is just as important as the exercise. And I can honestly tell you, by doing that, I'm starting to see more gains and be more successful in the gym. Second part I would impart upon myself is to read more. Took for granted reading when I was younger. I try and do it quite a bit now. I like autobiographies. And the thing I like about autobiographies that you can't get in TV or movies or anything, because in TV and movies everything works out. It always works out for the individual. But when you read someone's autobiography, I just got done reading One Click, which is an autobiography of Jeff Bezos. the CEO and founder of Amazon. And I've read Michael Jordan's and Tony Dungy's and Walter Payton's. There's failure throughout those books. And one of the things that I wish I had embraced more when I was younger, that I try to do more so now, is not to be afraid of failure. Failure provides a learning opportunity. In fact, you learn more from failure than you do success. Obviously, you want to repeat success, but some of the greatest success stories come from failure because they were able to persevere, make the mistakes that they made in failure, and learn from them and grow from them and make themselves better. Which leads me to a thought. There are three types of decisions that an individual can make. Obviously, you can make the right decision, which is good. Obviously, we want to all try and make the right decision, but let's be honest, we don't always make the right decision. We can make the wrong decision, or we could make a bad decision. And what's the difference between the wrong decision and a bad decision? Well, typically wrong decisions come from lack of information. In other words, there were unforeseen or unknown circumstances that led to the decision being the wrong decision. But the positive note is you can always learn and grow from a wrong decision. You take the decision you made, you take the approach, and you figure out why it was the wrong decision, and then you can change the approach and change the process in which you make the decision, and use that next time you're faced with a decision in order to grow and better yourself and help yourself eventually make the right decision. The bad decision are the decisions we want to avoid. Don't ever shy away from a decision because you're scared to make the wrong decision. But try desperately to avoid bad decisions. Bad decisions are decisions that are made off emotion. They're made without any type of research or knowledge on the decision that's being made. They're usually rash. And the issue with bad decisions is you really don't gain anything from a bad decision other than don't make a rash decision next time. So, just some parts of wisdom. I'll probably, as I think of them, as I go, I'll probably continue to create more videos like this. But in the meantime, if you would, do me a solid. Subscribe to the channel. Like this particular video. Go watch my other videos. Like those as well. And tell your friends about me. Say, hey man, there's this cool dude I know named Josh that got some pretty interesting stuff to say at times. Sometimes, not all the time, but you got to dig through the bad stuff to get to the good stuff. Anyway, once again, you guys have a good weekend, and we will talk to y'all later on.